Thank you, John. It's a real pleasure for me to be here at the GEI conference, representing the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Now, the IEEE today is the world's largest technical professional organization, 420,000 members worldwide. And our mission is advancing technology for the good of humanity. This is a very broad mission, but it keeps us focused on many areas of technology development. Our brand today is a trusted brand. It's a brand that recognizes and is recognized for advancing innovation around the world. It is also a brand that is very much focused on collaboration, creating new technology, and providing resources for research and development throughout the electrical, electronics, and all the related fields of interest. We'll be researching, educating, and all doing it in the spirit of collaboration. IEEE today, as I mentioned, 400 wide, more than half of those members are outside the United States, in 190 countries. A unique thing about IEEE is our volunteer base. These members of IEEE are engineers, technologists, educators, researchers, and they're all dedicated to our mission. They basically have the opportunity to create the value of IEEE. And they create that value by doing a lot of different things. Specifically, they're very focused on developing new technologies. They're focused on giving back to their communities. And they're organized around the world geographically, so we have a presence in very many places, the ability to form communities and to develop new futures. We also have 46 technical councils, and these are technical organizations that basically align around technologies. One of these is power and energy, but the range of our technical councils runs from magnetics to microelectronics to advanced computing to, of course, to power. We also have 100,000 student members. Our student members are exposed to the value of the future of a profession, being a part of a professional society, and the contributions that they can make going forward. We accomplish our mission by holding a lot of different events, including over 1,800 conferences worldwide every year. These conferences range from large conferences to small detailed conferences on specific technologies. And increasingly, our conferences are where researchers gather to report their latest information. It's where innovators come to learn and also to promote what they have already learned. These are also the place where our technology professionals put on technology professionals. It's about networking, getting together, and collaborating. Out of those conferences, we also do, so at IEEE today, we publish journals, magazines, and these are basically focused around all areas of technology. 1/3 of all the technical information in the world in our fields of interest. Our journals are widely read and widely respected because the articles are peer-reviewed. They're not just published. And also our journals are the most highly cited in the world for reference and also for patents because of the peer-reviewed quality in those documents. It leads to a database of more than 4 million articles for use by anyone. 190 of the top cited periodicals. We're also very strong in standards. And standards are critical as our world continues to shrink and become more interoperable, allowing things to connect technologically, allowing us to have a strong focus on making things work together around the world, including major grids. We have 1,300 active standards managed by IEEE and more than 500 standards under development. Now, standards are something that we develop by consensus. We have both models for corporate participation and for individual participation, but standards provide the foundation for technology to be implemented rapidly and to be implemented universally around. In addition, the footprint of IEEE extends technology and the global reach. In global public policy, we have the voice of engineers. When technology questions arise in the public policy arena, an unbiased voice is needed in order to support the directions that would be the best. We also have an increasing focus on global humanitarian efforts. We have a Humanitarian Activities Committee. This is primarily focused around members engaging in local projects. They're funded from our board of directors and directly engaged in humanitarian projects around the world, bringing light to remote communities or solving other humanitarian problems. We also are looking to elevate IEEE's posture and bring technology solutions to things like the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, many of which will be solved only with major technology change. We're also increasingly focused on ethics as we see an increase in artificial intelligence and autonomous systems. Ethical questions will become, ethics will be an important part. So IEEE comes from very strong global reach, of technical depth, and of new opportunities. But I wanted to bring it a little bit closer to this conference, the GEI, and talk about one of our 46 societies, the Power and Energy Society. Now, this society has more than 38,000 members in 150 countries, in 250 places and chapters around the world. They run major global conferences, and they have been in the process of signing MOUs. We've signed an MOU. We've signed with Great State Grid, and we want to build on those MOUs with the capability to bring. We can also bring important opportunity in education and profession and publications. The current president of our Power and Energy Society today, Cypher Rahman, he will be hosting an event this afternoon. If you want to hear more about what we can do, and IEEE will be committed to working through our Power and Energy Society and support. Standards will be extremely important in implementing something like a worldwide grid. Now, today, these are a list of the coordinating committees and the technical standards committees that IEEE already has in place. IEEE has been developing standards for more than a century, and using our consensus-based process, we can play an important role in helping this roll out. More than 45% of those 1,300 standards that I mentioned earlier are focused on power and energy. So we are a very big player in the power and energy space and want to continue that support and role. Also, for successful implementation of a worldwide grid, there will be significant technology policy questions. And this will be involving rollouts in different markets in different countries in much different ways, depending on the individual situation in those particular markets or countries. But IEEE is there to facilitate the technical side of this, to be an unbiased voice when it's time to make the decisions and to support the changes, informing policymakers about the choices, the risks, and the implications of technology, and promoting all of these. So at IEEE, we are very focused as the world's largest technical professional organization at being a partner. And I think for success of GEI to take place, it's going to require three things. First is going to be a very strong technology. But the best technology choices that are implementable easily, that are transportable across borders, that are usable interchangeably. So technology will be important. Participation in IEEE conferences and activities can play a role in supporting that. The second area will be standards. In order for interoperability to work, standards will have to be in place. We're already working closely with State Grid and hope to build even more on our standards experience to develop standards that will make this a successful proposition. And the third will be in public policy. And when a voice is needed for public policy that provides a good choice, the best technological choice, thinks about the future, an unbiased voice will be available from IEEE. So I very much look forward to cooperating with GEICO, with State Grid, forward with this GEI initiative. Thank you very much.